Say hi to Mexico. Hello, Mexico.
Hola, Mexico.
Look at that. You're Spanish. What's that say? Lucas. I love how you spell babies wrong.
What?
I'll forever bully you for that. Shit, dude.
Good luck with that.
I'll forever bully you for that.
Good luck bullying me over Snapchat or Instagram or whatever.
I'm currently studying Spanish at... Are we going sideways?
Yes, why not?
I don't know. Why not? Oh, I bet that's going to be annoying.
Oh, well, it's too bad for them. You guys are all going to turn your... Look at this. Now they're turning their phone vertically again.
You got to turn it over this way.
You guys...
Alright, let's stop annoying them.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, wait, I actually can't read anything when it's... What does that say? How are you guys?
We're pretty good.
Oh, there's Delita! Delita, we'll be
Hey.
over in a second.
Oops.
¿Tienen alguna canción favorita juntos? Yes. What is it called? Studio Ghibli. Wait. Okay. Have you been to England?
No,
Never?
not recently.
Not recently?
I have when I was very little.
No. You want to go back?
Yes.
Lucas getting feisty.
Okay.
The story is called Como nos conocimos. And it goes something like this. So basically, since my relationship with Lucas became, public knowledge, one of the most frequent questions I've been getting is, how did you guys meet? So that's what I'm going to tell you today. So I guess the answer to how we met is through school. We both went to Chicago Waldorf School, and it's a really small school. There's 300 people in the grade school and 100 people in the high school. Like, Lucas, he's always been around. He was a couple grades below me. He was actually best friends with my younger brother. He was always over at my house. I would come down in the middle of the night, and Solly, Dennis, and Lucas would just be sitting on the couch, eating everything out of our fridge. I'm not gonna lie, he was out of all of Dennis's friends, he was one of my favorites. He was so polite, and he would always help me clean up after they made a mess. So yeah, it was the three of us for throughout the summer, and it was really fun. We got pretty close, we got up to some shenanigans, the Three Musketeers. Yeah. So at first it wasn't really romantic with Lucas. It was just kind of you know what, dude, you're pretty cool. I like hanging out with you. I think the first moment for me, it might be different for Lucas. You'd have to ask him. We were playing chess. I beat his ass, by the way. Just but we were playing chess, and I just thought, wow, if I could play him in chess every day, I'd be pretty satisfied with my life. That would be a pretty good life. So that's the story of kind of how we met, and then how we went from friends to something else. I would love nothing more than to do a Spanish video with Lucas, seriously. Actually at one point we were gonna learn French together. Why am I saying it in the past tense? But the thing is I'm actually not there with Lucas right now. I'm here in Florida, and Lucas is still in Chicago, and it sucks. It really sucks. So you know what, you guys, if you guys have someone that you're close to, someone that you love right now with you, just hug them. Tell them that you really love them, because you're so lucky to be with them right now. Yeah, and you never know what's gonna happen. So sometimes life just separates you because you both have different things going on. So yeah, sorry, that got depressing. In the morning, when you first come into school, what you do is you have this sunrise book, which is just a blank book, and you're just encouraged to color in it. And you're not given pens and pencils, you're given these things called block crayons, which are these just squares of color. And you're just, encouraged to just make any picture you want. And I went through so many Sunrise books. It was insane. I had like 20 by the end of the year.
And she's kept them all.
I've
Like
kept
she literally
all
has
of my
a box
books. I've
full of
kept
all
all
of her
of my
morning
books.
lesson books and her Sunrise
I'm gonna
books.
try to put a clip in this
crazy
video
cool.
of me going through all my books.
Yeah, so-
I'm gonna go back to Chicago, so I'll do a little.
Oh, we're in
quick-
Toronto right now. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
not
in
telling you
Toronto.
exactly where, but
We're in Toronto. We're just filming this in his hotel room.
yeah.
A lot of interesting pictures. It's kind of fun to look back on them. So yeah, these are some of my Sunrise books. You're not learning from a textbook, you create your own textbook. You know, here's my math textbook. And over here, I have my high school bin. And you know, you still create your own textbook. So we have zoology, Russian literature, Greek geometry, biochemistry, permutations, combinations, and probability. That was a fun class. Then after snack, which is like a break, you know, you break, and then you go
we
into
get
your
snack recess,
snack
and
and
lunch,
lunch.
and lunch recess. Think about that when you're
What's
trying to
up?
pick up what school you're going to. Everything that we learned, I feel like, was very generated around a story.
was
There
very
like,
generated around the story.
The teachers were all storytellers. Like, they would come up and they would give you information through this beautifully and they would illustrate in beautifully colored chalk on the board, and they would show
Yep.
you like exactly what they were trying, and it was just an amazing way to learn. I had some really great teachers. Miss Chavira, my second grade teacher, was so cool. She actually had us learn algebra by making us think it was like secret thing, because we were in second grade. She's like, you guys shouldn't be learning this, but you know.
Oh, that's so cute.
2 plus X equals 5, guys. We were like, 3? And she's like, you're doing algebra. We're like, what? And so like that made me like really excited to learn math. My mother recommended that I go to the circus club that they had there. So it's an after-school program that actually teaches you how to do aerial acrobatics.
I remember that.
It was insane. It's you can go in and do crazy cool things on silks, on Spanish web, on trapeze, dancing on balls, unicycle, and do circus club. And I performed with them, and that was one of the best experiences of my childhood. We were excited to get there, to see their friends, and to learn these things, and to hear the stories that the teacher had prepared for the day. You know, like it was just going there to like watch a play almost, but also learn something out of it.
Yeah, and then he came to Waldorf and
Yeah.
was in my little brother's class,
And I really enjoyed it.
and that's how he got there.
And that's how I met her. I think,
That is how he
ultimately.
met me.
So thank God I went to Circus Club.
Yes. All right.
Oh, eurythmy. Oh, if you don't know what eurythmy is,
You're with me.
it's hard to explain, but
It's
it's
so hard
a
to
form
explain.
of interpretive dancing that's very focused on your energy and your movement. And
it helps you with spatial awareness. It's basically, to me, trying to make sense of what eurythmy is. To me, it's basically teaching young children how to be spatially aware.
I think that it was a very enriching experience without even knowing it, because I know everyone in my class freaking hated eurythmy. You can
That's
believe
okay.
that.
That's like just one of
You
the
had to
things.
wear ballet slippers. It was all
And silks and but
Right.
it was so much fun to hate it. And now that I don't have it, I'm like, wow, you know,
I really wish
looking
that
back
I could...
on it, I'm like, it did me some good,
Yeah.
and I appreciated it. Our mascot for our teams was a gnome.
Which is very appropriate, because, you know, in the early childhood years, the stories that the teachers tell are all about gnomes
fairies
and fairies.
and you know, magical
going
creatures
in the
and everything like
gardens.
that.
It was,
yeah.
you know.
So, you know, I get it.
It's beautiful. It's a
does-
beautiful image to have in your mind
It
as
is.
a child. That
It
you know
is.
you are gardening, you're weeding the plants so that the gnomes and fairies can make their
live
nests.
there. And it's so much fun to live that. But looking from an outside perspective, I can see where people are like, you believe in fairies, bro? What the
Yeah, but
fuck?
every child should have the right to a very
a very
vivid imagination.
vivid images.
And Waldorf gave a lot of space for that.
Yeah.
For an imagination to be created.
Yeah. Style of learning. I think the world would be a better place.
I mean, kids would want to learn more too.
Yeah, you want to learn. You're more passionate about learning, and it's just a fun way to grow up.
Thank you guys
so
for
much
watching.
for coming. Love you guys. Stay golden, Pony Boy.
Yeah.
Love you.
Hi.
So yeah. Unfortunately, guys. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna see him for a while. I mean, maybe we could try to do like a Skype thing. I don't know. His phone sucks. Like, he needs to get a new phone, so that's probably not an option. If he gets a new phone and Skype works, we could maybe do a Spanish video over Skype. But I'll let you know. I'll let you know when he finally has a phone. So yeah. And also, so a lot of people have been asking me, why is your Instagram private if you have a YouTube channel? And I've been thinking about that. I mean, you guys, you have a point. My Instagram used to be public for people who wanted to see me from this channel. And then right before I posted like a pic of me and Lucas, I turned it private, just because I got some weird messages, some unfortunate messages. For the most part, you guys have been really supportive, and I really thank you for that. Here's why I've stayed private, is because I feel like you guys think that I have like all these pictures of me and Lucas. I don't really use Instagram that much. Like, I only have like 2 pictures of us. So like, I'm sorry if you wanted more content of us together. I mean, I do too, but I just don't have it. Exact question. How is it like dating Lucas when he's filming a TV show or a series in which he's romantically involved with someone else?
Well, you trust that I am not actually interested in that person, and
it's really hard because so many people compare like a TV show to a real life relationship.
What's the point in comparing a real life couple with a storybook couple?
With a couple who is written for each other. And, Sherbert doesn't feel any real human emotion because they're not
Also, can
real.
we just call them Gilbert and AnnE?
Sorry. And, so many people are like, oh my God, Shannon, you must hate Gilbert and AnnE together. And I don't. I read the books so many times when I was little, and I actually pictured myself as AnnE, and I had like a literary crush on Gilbert. Like, I'll put photos of the books here. I read them so many times that the binders right over your face, that the binders are now are breaking. And so to be compared to something that I read as a child and that like I idolized as a child, and then to have my actual real life relationship compared to that, and people say, oh my God, I like Sherbert so much better. That's really mind twisting, and it's not fun. What's the most irritating thing about each other?
I don't know, I'm not very irritated by you.
I'm not very irritated by you either. Why aren't you active? Why aren't you active?
I'm pretty active, actually. Oh, are we talking social media active? God. Social media.
Yeah.
Guys, for those of you who spend more than half of their day on their phones, for the love of God, do something else. You have a real life.
Everyone, so today we're going to be doing a Q&A.
Going for a drive.
Going for a drive, but Lucas will be paying attention to the road the entire time he drives. I'm just worried that you're looking at the camera and not
No,
the
it's
road.
Shannon. So we asked you guys if you had any questions, if we were to do a Q&A video. So that's what we're kind of going to do right now on the road, because we're busy people, we got places to be. Just kidding. We don't know where we're going.
Not to worry, we are driving on very quiet streets.
Very quiet streets.
Oh yeah, we should have turned that off from the beginning.
It's fine. Shannon, it's not like a
Okay.
ridiculously high quality video or anything.
That's
right?
true. Okay. Let's
Shannon likes to scream when we turn around corners.
I do.
She's been refraining since we've been driving more, but
I've just been screaming a little bit. That wasn't a scream. It was like, ah.
Force of habit scream.
Do you want to do something else besides acting?
Currently right now I'm working on training for my private pilot's license, and I'm about this close to scoring it. And I'm taking a little break from acting right now, actually. And I'd like to DP and direct my own films eventually. Also work on designing a potential sustainable community.
Your island.
My island.
What's your hedgehog's name? Our hedgehog's name is Hedgehog Stuart Sullivan Zuman. What made you get a hedgehog? I think for a while I had a phase where I really wanted a raccoon, even though raccoons are not like
raccoons are so
domesticated. Cute. They're not really meant to be
in captivity unless they were like hurt at some point in their lives and they need help.
Exactly, and they're also not legal in a lot of places. I think another question that I saw here before was like, don't you think your hedgehog deserves to be free?
He could not handle the real world for himself. He is a cute little 6-month-old who doesn't
Hedgehog was bred in captivity. We got him from a certified breeder.
Right, wasn't the question like, what made you guys decide to create a porcupine? These are really beautiful houses.
These are
Holy
beautiful
cow.
houses. Oh
Wish you
my
guys could
God,
see
where
this.
are
If we had an outdoor camera, I have no clue.
So yes, I do agree that most wild animals should be allowed to live wild, but Hedgie is not a wild animal.
Yeah, I don't really like to go to zoos for that reason, just because those are animals that are specifically, you know, some of them might have been bred in captivity, some of them were born there in the zoo, they don't know anything else, but they're not happy there. They survive in pretty extreme conditions, so it says a lot when they can't survive in human captivity.
Someone said, will you ever have a child?
That's quite a question.
We have Hedgie.
We have Hedgehog, guys.
He is our child. What are your guys' favorite family holiday traditions? Are you guys starting any new ones? So his family has a tradition of making scalidi, which is like Italian honey bread.
Knots. It's
Honey.
beautiful. It's
It's
great. If you
so
don't, if you
good.
never had scalidi, you never lived.
As for me, I just like Christmas. That's like
Christmas is awesome.
Christmas.
Yeah, we make scalidi on Christmas. That's the.
Yeah, that's the tradition now. We
But
make
then
scalidi
here's
on
the awesome thing. I have a birthday in December. We have Hanukkah in December because I'm half Jewish, half Christian. I mean, I don't really follow religiously in either one of those beliefs, but my lineage is Catholic and Jewish. And so we get to celebrate all the holidays. It's great.
It's nice.
Kwanzaa, you name it.
Do you argue from time to time?
I feel like everybody argues from time to time.
Everyone argues. I think.
I'm sorry.
No,
you
no,
go
you
ahead.
go first.
No, you go.
I think for us, it's not really arguing so much as we just get really distant from each other for a little bit. And I think
everybody needs space sometimes.
Yeah, and I think the other person senses that. We tend to like be distant, and then someone will say, hey, you know, why are you pulling away from me? And then we'll talk through it. So it's not really an argument so much as just...
Well, I think a lot of arguments stem from a lack of communication ability. I think that's one thing that we don't really have a lot of trouble with.
How has being an actor changed your life?
Well, it has impacted my life in many positive ways, but also many negative ways. It may have lended a sort of, I don't know, confidence to myself that I didn't have before. Ability to put myself out there and just kind of be myself. So I really am grateful that, well, I had the opportunity to kind of experience things that kind of brought me out of my shell a little bit. But also, it was hard to kind of tell who was my real, you know, friends.
What's your best memory with Shannon?
Oh my God, we have so many though. That's just, most of them involve just quietly sitting with each other and like just being able to look at you.
Except also look at the road.
I could also look at the road and admire your beauty at the same time. Quite the multitasker, you may know.
I do know that, actually.
So the question was, how did we meet Shannon?
So technically, I guess we met through Chicago Waldorf School.
Talked about,
about
Waldorf School in a video that we made already.
Yeah. I need a boyfriend, but I'm ugly. Well,
Oh,
not
me
a
too.
question, but here's the
Don't
thing.
tell her.
You might think you're ugly just because you're not your own type, but you're somebody's type. Someone's out there's not gonna think you're ugly, and they're gonna think you're pretty
A lot of
awesome
fish in the sea.
and be hot.
Even more fish in the bowl.
So it doesn't really matter what you look like. You just gotta find your person.
Yeah. Just find your person.
Aren't you guys a little bit young to be moving in together?
How old do you think we are?
I'm 50. You're 87.
87.
We're both old people in young bodies.
We've been around.
We've been around for ages. Who's the messiest? Oh.
Good question. I don't know. I think we're both equally messy and we're both equally organized.
Yeah, I think it depends on where. Like, I'm probably messier in the bathroom because I have all of my, like,
Yeah, but I really like
lotions and
cooking,
stuff,
so I get a little messy
and
in
you
the
get
kitchen
messy in the
sometimes.
kitchen. So it really depends on which room.
Yeah, but we both clean up our messes.
What's the weirdest thing a fan said to you? Well, I know the weirdest thing someone said to me. Not sure they're my fan, though, but they said they were going to hunt down me and my family.
It's pretty weird.
That's pretty weird.
It's pretty mean.
Because even if you don't like someone on the internet, who says you're going to hunt them down?
They're not going to hunt you down. They would never say these things or even think these things if they were actually in front of you.
Yeah.
So think about that. Don't say things to people online that you wouldn't say to them to their face. Because you're probably a coward and you're probably saying something hurtful.
Shannon, have you ever been to Ireland? I have. I love Ireland.
You lucky duck.
I went to Dublin.
You lucky duck.
Dublin.
Oh, you lucky duck.
Have you ever improvised any scene in ANNE with an E?
Not in that show. But never an ANNE with an E. Moira would not have it. Let's leave it at that.
Okay, are you Shannon's first boyfriend and is she your first girlfriend?
No, I have had other girlfriends before Shannon, but none that I actually felt this way about, to be honest.
I have had one
Affair.
friend before Lucas. But yeah. Did you know Amy Beth before?
So what was that?
It says,
You don't have to put that in.
no, I know. Did you know Amy Beth before shooting ANNE with an E?
No.
Who's the better cook? I think we need a cook-off to decide.
I think we know.
No, we don't know.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't. Okay, maybe we do a little bit. Lucas is a really good cook. But I still think we should have a cook-off.
Oh, that's gonna happen.
Are you still obsessed with goats?
I was never obsessed with goats. Here's the story, guys, because
You're
everyone
still
asked me,
obsessed with
what
goats?
happens to your... I'm all like, dude, I never had any goats. They're their own goats.
So in short, yes, he is still obsessed with goats.
I'm obsessed with all living beings. I love the trees like I like the goats.
If I pull out a banana, he runs.
That's
he
not
screams.
true.
He screams and cries.
That's unfair.
Putting it towards him, and he went to the corner, curled up in a ball, and just started sobbing.
That's exactly what happened.
And I was just holding the eggs.
But I'm over it now. I worked in a restaurant where I had to deal with it, and I dealt with it.
I dealt with it. Does Shannon have a part-time... Does Shannon have a part-time job? If so, what is it? I do.
Yes.
I work at the Rollins College Boathouse.
She rents out boats.
I help people sail, so I show them how to rig the sailboat. I let people rent them out. Canoes, kayaks, we're getting paddle boards.
You guys do homework all the while.
Are you scared when you fly?
Before I really understood how, the aerodynamics of the airplane work, I was a little scared because I was worried if you lose the engine, what else is keeping me in the air? Aren't I just going to drop like a rock? If you have altitude, you shouldn't be too worried about losing your engine because you can spiral on down. There's a list of procedures that you go through to make sure that you're safe. And now that I know those procedures and now that I'm comfortable practicing those procedures and I've practiced killing my engine in the air and gliding down to a safe landing, and I've done it multiple times safely, I'm not too scared anymore.
Did you ever fear when you were younger that you would never find anyone?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
And I had like a, not really an image, like not really like a standard for what I wanted, but I knew like exactly what kind of person would work for me. And Shannon is really
Apparently
that person.
I fit the mold.
You are the mold. You created the mold, babe.
What's it like being with a person you love so much?
I really don't know. I don't know. Tell me!
Man, we're gonna be so good, touchy, gooey, newy during this video. I'm gonna have to edit all of this out.
No, you're not.
Edit all of it out. I can't be too cheesy, you guys. I don't like PDA. She says that she hugs and kisses her boyfriend.
I don't mind. I'm not complaining.
Does Shannon have any bad habits? Do I have any bad habits? What were you gonna say?
I think you care a lot what people online think about you.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we need to mention that.
I'm too sensitive.
That toilet thing we both do.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
And by the toilet thing, I just mean we don't. Our toilet flushes and then it stays down, so like the water keeps running.
Yeah.
So we have to pop it up.
It's really annoying.
Do you ever see any ANNE with an E cast members outside the show?
We hung out with Jacob, Ursa Marzo, and Kyle Mieger. They're both awesome people, and I wish that there was more people that came to visit us. They're pretty cool, man.
Delmar's really cool. For me, I got close to Natasha.
I think her full name is Natalia.
Yeah. She's like Amy Beth's set double.
She's her stand-in.
Her stand-in?
When they're doing like lighting and stuff and they don't want to make Amy Beth stand there all the whole time, they just put her in.
But we would just talk together, and we got really close because everyone else would be, on set where I couldn't really be. She's really cool. She has a lot of interesting experiences. And then also like Kyle.
Kyle's awesome.
He came down to Florida and
Kyle,
we had a
Damien,
lot of
Jacob.
fun. Yeah.
And all
Jacob,
the girls,
Jacob
really.
came down.
Glenna's
Glenna's
Kyla,
really cool.
Miranda. I didn't get to meet Miranda,
I
really.
didn't really get to meet Miranda.
Poland!
How did you guys decide to live together? Such a big step at such a young age. It wasn't a big step for us. It just seemed natural. I needed a roommate.
And we've spent a lot of time together. We know we're comfortable. We know we work.
I need a roommate. He needed a roommate. We were already working well together.
And Florida is a great place to learn how to fly.
Well, I thought you were going to say Florida's a great place to live.
Well, folks, thank you guys for tuning in to this lovely video.
I think
we're going to hit the road.
We're going to hit the road, Jack.
Because I don't know where the hell we are right now. We're going to have to find our way home.
Yeah. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope that, I don't know what I hope. That you enjoyed, that you found us entertaining.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're entertaining people, right? Are we entertaining? Do you want to see more of us? All right. Peace, y'all.
Peace. Click. Click.